Hello, NCAC Nation, and welcome back to another edition of The Rundown. On this week's show, we'll catch up on what's trending from around the North Coast Athletic Conference Spring Sports Circuit for the week ending on Sunday, March the 8th. The first league game of the 2015 NCAC men's lacrosse season was contested last week, with 20th-ranked Denison knocking off DePaul 20-2 on Monday in Indiana. However, the top men's lacrosse storyline of the week belongs to 11th-ranked Ohio Wesleyan as the Bishops knocked off 17th-ranked Salisbury 9-8 in overtime on Sunday in Maryland. The win over Salisbury was OWU's first over the Seagulls since a 14-13 overtime triumph on March 10th, 2002, also in Maryland. The Bishops trailed the Seagulls on Sunday by a 5-2 margin after 3 quarters of action, but they used a furious scoring attack in the fourth quarter to tie the game at 8 after 60 minutes of action, which led to senior midfielder Kyle Foster closing the game with a goal just a minute into overtime to lift the Bishops to the historic victory. Foster, who hails from Medfield, Massachusetts, was named the NCAC Men's Lacrosse Player of the Week after he finished the contest with 2 goals and 2 ground balls. NCAC men's lacrosse squads return to action this week with 12 games on the schedule, led by Wabash traveling to Worcester on Saturday for the Little Giants' first conference game in program history. It was also a successful week on the NCAC women's lacrosse circuit as the 9 league teams combined for a 10-2 record against non-conference teams, highlighted by Kenyon posting a perfect 3-0 mark to open the season. The ladies opened the week with 2 victories in Florida over Mount St. Mary 18-8 and St. Vincent 22-4, before returning home to Gambier on Sunday, where they posted a 21-4 victory over Center. KC Junior midfielder Jane Symes did collect the NCAC Women's Lacrosse Player of the Week award after the Concord, New Hampshire native totaled 12 goals, 10 assists, 12 ground balls, and 30 draw controls in the 3 games combined. She opened the week with a 4-point effort against Mount St. Mary before posting back-to-back 9-point performances against the Bearcats and Colonels to close out the week. NCAC women's lacrosse squads will continue spring break action this week, highlighted by Wittenberg and Ohio Wesleyan making West Coast swings in Colorado and Oregon, respectively. And finally, we'll put a wrap on this week's show by heading down to Fort Pierce, Florida, to recap a tremendous week of spring break baseball action by the Kenyon Lords. Pitching was the name of the game last week for the Lords, as they tossed a pair of no-hitters en route to posting a 7-2 record on their opening week of action in Florida. Freshman Jesse Boggets twirled the first no-no of the week after striking out 8 and issuing just 3 walks in a 4-0 victory over Immaculata on March the 6th, while junior Paul Henshaw followed suit by nearly missing out on a perfect game in a 7-0 victory over Westminster on Sunday. Henshaw, who was named the NCAC Pitcher of the Week for his efforts, struck out 9 Titans and allowed just 2 base runners in the game via a third-strike wild pitch in the 4th and an error in the 6th. And prior to tossing the no-hitter, Henshaw pitched a little over 6 innings of work on March 2nd to earn the victory in an 8-3 win over Wilkes. The NCAC Baseball Southern Swing continues this week, with Allegheny, Denison, Hiram, Kenyon, Ohio Wesleyan, Wabash, Wittenberg, and Worcester all set to compete in the Sunshine State. And as always, NCAC sports fans, for up-to-date news, stats, and standings from around the North Coast Athletic Conference, you can visit our website at www.northcoast.org. Also, be sure to follow us on Twitter at NCAC, as well as like us on Facebook. Well, that puts a wrap on this week's show, but be sure to join us again next week for another edition of The Rundown.